Here we have a 2JZ and here we have a Supra. Today we're building this 2JZ-GTE, but it's not going in our Supra. You'll know why we're building this if you've watched the previous engine teardown video. Somebody dropped the bolt in the intake and it bent the valve and scored the piston as well. So that's why we're going to be building a fresh 2JZ-GTE. So let's get straight into it. They were tight. Now that I'm happy with all the measurements on the piston rings in their desired locations where they're meant to go, I'm going to start putting the new pistons that we have on the current con rods that came in the motor. He didn't want to go with aftermarket con rods, he wanted to keep the original con rods, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put these awesome CP pistons, as you can see in there. Really nice piston, very light as well. We're going to install that on the old con rod, and here's one I already prepared earlier. On the original Toyota one, there is a dot that you can see right there, which is supposed to indicate the front of the engine. Now, on our new CP pistons, we don't have that. There's no marking whatsoever on the top of the face, which will show you how this goes. So basically, the intake valve reliefs are bigger than the exhaust valve reliefs. So pretty much you got to put the intake side on the intake side of the engine, which for us is intake side on the right, exhaust side on the left. And also looking at the old piston, you can see that the dot is facing down, which is forward on the engine, and our intake side valve reliefs again are larger than the exhaust valve reliefs. That's another confirmation. And also one more thing to note is that CP actually put their logo, as you can see inside, they put their logo on the exhaust side as well. So there's a few ways to make sure these are on the right way. And you have to put them on the right way, because if you don't have them on the right way, you'll cause damage inside the engine once you start it. These pins right here that hold the con rods into the piston are really tricky to install. So when you pretty much push it in, you just got to put it in this groove here, try roll it in all around and snap it in, and you'll hear it click Might need the help of a screwdriver, and that's it. Satisfying click, and she's in. I'm going to do this off camera because this is going to take me a long time and I'm going to run out of camera storage. And I'll show you guys once they're all installed. Put you up on the time lapse, and we will install all the new pistons on our second-hand con rods from the original motor. Let's go. Okay guys, now we look like we're pretty much ready to install our piston and rod assembly into the block. This is a brand new oil pump from Toyota. We've also got to make sure that we've got both our O-rings, otherwise it's going to leak everywhere. Alright, all pumps on, rear main seals on, both crank seals are on as well, front and the rear main seal. Now we'll turn the motor. Beautiful. The freshly done head. We've done everything that goes wrong with this head. Shimless buckets, DC valve springs. We had a bent valve, so we fixed that as well. That's it. off the other night. Let me bring you guys close up and I'll show you guys what's going on at this current state on the engine. The long block is fully assembled. The head is sat on there with our genuine multi-layer steel head gasket. The ARP head studs have been set in there too, and they've all been tightened down to 80 foot-pounds of torque in 3 stages. So we went 40, 60 and 80. Brand new valve strings, brand new retainers, all BC stuff, and we have shimless buckets. The only flaw of the 2J's head is the actual shimmed buckets. So now we've gone shimless, we've avoided that issue that it will have in the future. Now we have our cams here, cams with the cam caps. These are genuine OEM cams. We haven't upgraded the cams at all for this motor. We're trying to do a budget friendly sort of build, but together with better pistons, upgraded pistons, because the piston had a bit of a light scuff on it, as you saw in the previous video, from that bent valve as well. So we've actually gone with the normal cams that were in the car. Now, the cams didn't have any issues. The owner didn't want to go upgraded cams, so he just wanted to keep his original stuff, and that's what we've done. So it's original conrods, original cams, but we've upgraded his pistons to a forged CP piston. And also another reason why we actually had to go an upgraded piston was because the block was honed out to 86.5mm. So we had to put an 86.5mm piston in there too. So why not just upgrade it while you're there as well? And that's why we did that too. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the cams in there. I'm gonna properly make sure it's all timed up. We'll whack the water pump on there and the time belt on there. And then we'll just get to start assembling the rest of the stuff that's on the floor. And hopefully by next week we're gonna have the engine in the car. Anyway guys, catch you in a bit. Okay guys, so now we got the cams in, and I'll just explain to you a bit about how you should set up your cams before you tighten them down and put the cam caps. So I just placed these cams over that side for the time being, even though these caps are for this side, just so I can move this cam around to show you guys 2 ways of how you know you put your cam in correctly. So now, as I turn this cam, it's getting tight and it doesn't want to sit, and then if I turn it this way, it basically doesn't sit flush on the bottom. So what you want to do for your intake cam, you want to actually make sure this knock pin faces on there like 90 degrees. So that's 90 degrees and it's sitting flush. And then this knock pin, you want to make sure it's, say, 45 degrees to the left. So that's how you know they're in the right position. And you also confirm with this knock pin being 90 degrees to the right, your number 6 cam cap will be lobes facing up. And then on this side, facing 45 degrees to the left, the front knock pin, your number 1 lobes will be facing up on your cams. So now that I know they're all nice and well, I'll put these back on this side. They're all numbered, say 1 to 7, with the arrows facing to the front of the engine. And you're going to want to tighten cam cap 3 and cam cap 7 first before you do the rest. I'll put a diagram up right now as well, just to show what I'm explaining, because it can seem a little bit hard to put these in. So that's the exact sequence that you want to use. So I'll go put these cam caps on and I'll just tighten them more down, and then when I'm done, I'll bring you guys back. engine build is complete, eh? Well, that brand new from Toyota. Obviously, we know you can go with like an ATI dampener, but we're not going to push like crazy amounts of power. So OEM is the way to go. Alright guys, and that is the complete build of the 2JZ-GTE VVTi engine. I just got to put all the manifolds on, exhaust manifolds, turbos, intake manifolds and all that good stuff. But for the most part, the long block is all on, rocker covers are on, harmonic balancers on, and everything is on and ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave us a thumbs up and consider adding a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on this build. Let us know if you'll do the same thing or what you would do differently to us. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe for more future content, and the next video will be installing this in a Dibs Supra. Let's go guys, later.